Okay, so I am going to be changing my passenger side motor mount down in there. You guys are going to be able to walk with me as I figure out how to actually get access down there. A lot of videos on YouTube are for the earlier model MDXs, like the 2002, 2003, where this entire space is open. That fuse box is not there. I think the power steering pump is there, but it's just way more open. But the reason why I'm replacing this, I've replaced my front motor mount and the rear motor mount on this vehicle. And my motor mount is bad again. So I'm going to have to be replacing that one. The rear motor mount, I have not been able to figure out if it's bad or not, but I do know this mount is bad. And the way I figured that out is I had another person get into the car, which was my wife, start the car up, have them put their foot on the brake clearly, open the hood, have them go into the different gears, and you'll see the motor rock back and forth. That's also a way to troubleshoot your front and rear motor mounts. But in this case, I had her put it in drive, foot on the brake, and give it gas. When she gave it gas, I could see that the front of the engine was lifting up and the side of the engine was lifting up. So I know the front motor mount is bad. Another way that I can tell is I put my phone down there on video mode and or record mode, and I was able to see the crack at the top of the front motor mount. So I know I'm going to have to change that one again. The passenger side motor mount, when parked on a hill, I feel a clunk when shifting from, park to reverse. And I took a video and I saw the right side of the engine moving up. So I'll show you guys after I get it out, how I got it out and what it looks like. I'm going with a replacement from Rock Auto. It's a DEA part A65016. I think this part was roughly 30. I want to say like 30 or 40 bucks for this part. So I'll come back after I make some progress. I did make some progress so far. It's pretty much 3 number 10 size bolts. One was going here to secure this fuse box to this bracket. Then there was another bracket that went across here, 2 number 10 size bolts. On the back of this fuse box, there are, right there, this little release you pull out on that tab on both sides. That enables you to pull that whole assembly out. Looks like the ECU might be here. So we got another number 10 down there, and probably unsnap this wiring harness here to get that out the way. And then we should be right on top of that mount. We'll be back. All right, so we got the ECU out the way. That was 3 number 10s. One was the bracket that looks like it shares the same line as the AC line. Another one was a bracket that was on the back side of the ECU. And then there was one right here in the front. You actually have to undo this connector off of this mounting bracket to be able to see that actual number 10. So now we're right on top of this thing. So I'm gonna go underneath, get my jack set up so we can go ahead and support the engine before we remove this mount. As you can see on that other side, let's see, can't really see with this mount. Oh, there's a tear right there. But you can see the edges there. The mount is completely deteriorated on that back side. All right, it's making more progress. Got that. Got the center bolt out there. All these are size 17, except those 2 right there, which are size 14. Had to move the power steering reservoir out of the way, and also had to move the coolant reservoir out of the way. Making progress. Come back with a different light, but the mount's out. Like I said, you have 1, 2, 3 17s, 2 14s, which come off of that motor mount there. Then you have to remove or loosen up the power steering bracket, power steering pump reservoir. Just take it off that bracket. The coolant reservoir has a small black tab like that that holds it in. And then, of course, jack up and support your engine. About to pull the mount out. I'm sorry, my phone battery's going down, so lighting is bad. Let's pull this out. Whoops. Sorry. All right, let's pull this out. Inspect it. You can see motor mount is torn. So that's what's causing some of my clunking there. This thing is donezo. See, torn, cracked. And here's the replacement. Had to actually modify the side of this, that mount that goes from the engine to the motor mount. The aluminum bracket would not fit, so I've just been kind of using a grinder and just kind of shaving off some as I go along to test fit.